Hello, and welcome to an episode of Drinking the Kool-Aid. This is a comedy podcast dedicated to the mysterious. My name is Cassidy.
My name's Amanda.
And welcome back to your favorite podcast / video podcast.
Your number one favorite podcast. Rate it, put it on the charts, tell everyone you know.
We're here to spread fake news, bad energy,
Yes.
and rancid vibes.
That's pretty much all we do.
Listen, it can't be worse than whatever the heck's going down at Coachella, okay?
What is going down at Coachella?
I am lucky enough to not know a single person who would attend that event. And
I
yes,
know a couple people.
Yes, I mean that derogatory.
I know people, I see them on my Instagram.
I'm so sorry for you.
And I see stories, but I don't really know what's happening.
Well, they're calling it Hellchella.
Oh,
because it's so
that's
bad.
Kind of fun.
Because it's so bad. Apparently, it's hot as fuck. I mean, the second weekend is starting right now, I suppose. Yeah. We're on Good Friday. Amen. God bless.
Amen, sister.
Amen. God bless. Good Friday. You know, the day that they killed that guy? That's the good one.
That's the good day.
Good they were Friday. Like, thank good.
Wait, what is the thing? That's the thing of Good Friday? They killed Jesus?
Oh, yeah. Stuck him right up on that cross.
Wow. Why do they call it Good Friday? That's
because
crazy.
Good for you, good for me. He died for our sins, allegedly. Oh, that rhymed.
Did you just make that up?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was the saying.
No,
Good Friday.
That up. Imagine the Christians are like, allegedly, in my opinion. No, girl, they go, in my opinion, and fuck you, or screw you, you're going to hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's more.
Screw you, you're going to Hellchella.
Hellchella, you go straight to Hellchella. And I'm like,
no, please don't send me there.
Please, I'm so sorry. Don't make me listen to T-Pain run around the stage and run in circles.
This girl that I know, she was at Weekend One. This is just based on her stories, so I don't actually know what she's up to.
Okay,
probably nothing good, but
yeah,
she was at Weekend One from what I saw.
Okay,
and then yesterday or today, it's Friday, so it was either Friday morning or Thursday. She posted something else, being like, I'm at Coachella, and they were grilling, so they're camping. So I'm like, are you just camping there for 2 full weeks?
I don't,
or for a full week.
I don't know how it works. If you have both weekends, but a lot of people do both weekends, which is crazy to me because it's expensive as fuck.
But not even expensive as fuck. But if you're just out in the wilderness for that long,
you're not even in the wilderness.
In the desert.
You're not even in the desert. You're in a parking lot.
Oh, even worse.
You're in just a dirt parking lot. You're not even somewhere cool or pretty.
Yeah, you can't even shower or anything.
Oh, they have showers, but the lines are hours long. But yeah, I don't know how it works if you go for both weekends. If you're allowed to stay in the
parking lot?
Intermedium, in between. I don't know if you need to leave and reset or how that works.
Honestly, the only things that I've even seen about Coachella are people making fun of other people's outfits on TikTok. That's all I've really seen.
Everyone who goes to Coachella always dresses like an idiot. It's mandatory.
But I do love to dress like an idiot.
No, but the problem is it's not even oh, look how cool or interesting. It's always just look at this really questionably thin woman in the tiniest piece of clothing you've ever seen. And everyone's like, she slayed that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, she didn't slay that. She hasn't eaten in 7 weeks. That's what she slayed.
Yeah, probably.
It was 2 slices of cheese in the last 7 weeks.
Yeah, I just don't get it. I've never been into Coachella, or I've never even been to a festival ever.
I hate multi-day festivals where you have to camp out or whatever. I'm just not a big festival person, because to me, I'm I would rather just pay to go see bands that I like individually. And because I think a lot of festival culture, you don't go, maybe you go because there's one person that you really want to see, right? But at the end of the day, there's going to be splits between this awesome person at this stage, this awesome person at this stage, and this DJ or whatever you want to see at this stage. And it's you have to pick, right? You can't do it all at once. And
you're going to
you want to do drugs,
run around, you want to do drugs, you want to take pictures.
And you want to take pictures, yeah.
Definitely the picture taking, I would say, is a big aspect of Coachella.
Very much so, yeah. Which, I don't know.
Honestly,
it's just
they
not my
should
thing.
Lean into Hellchella and it be like the 7 gates of hell when you walk in. And
I think that's already Burning Man.
Oh, I was gonna say, because that
No, I'm just
to
kidding.
me I could get behind. That would be kind of fun. And then there's Lil Nas X sliding down the pole into hell.
Well, everyone's calling it Hellchella because apparently like nothing is well organized. Like it took hours and hours and hours to get into like the car camping area.
Haven't they been doing this
It's
for
hot.
years?
Yeah.
Like, what are you guys doing?
Capitalism kills, baby.
Oh,
I don't know what to tell you.
As you always say.
Everything costs more and everything's getting worse. I don't know what that tells you. That's everything.
Yeah.
Do you want smaller eggs for more money? We got those too.
No. I want my jumbo eggs for less money.
Do you want that same product you've been buying for 10 years to be like 4 ounces smaller and also $3 more expensive? Because we've got that.
I feel like I kind of look like I could be going to Coachella. No, just kidding. Nobody would like my outfit. I did see a girl do these little tiny front braids, so I did them.
I always do those little tiny front braids. I actually almost
I saw
did them
a girl
today.
on TikTok, and I was like, oh, and I think she was going to Coachella. But they wouldn't like my outfit. They wouldn't like my Scream t-shirt.
I have no comment.
About my Scream t-shirt?
Yeah, or the hair.
Oh.
No, I'm not because it looks bad. I'm just saying because I'm the one who's been doing that for years.
Oh, yeah, I love this look on people.
But don't worry, she saw it on TikTok, not on me.
Well, that's what initially inspired me
Do you hear this?
today. I'm not saying that you haven't inspired me over time, but currently today on this Good Friday, on Jesus' death day, some random girl from TikTok that was going to Coachella, it might have inspired me. Okay?
I will never get over it being Good Friday. It just seems like, why would you name it that? Name it Black Friday. Black Friday and Good Friday they've messed up the names.
This has literally been a conversation on this podcast.
I know,
before.
because I stand on this hill. I've been talking about it for years.
Every time we hit a Good Friday or a Black Friday, she's gonna remind you.
I get on my pulpit,
okay,
and I remind you that we might have fucked up the names on these ones a little bit.
You will never forget, okay?
You never forget me.
That's right. Good Friday and Black Friday.
Oh my god. Thinking of the heavens.
What?
Those fucking idiots who went to quote unquote space. Jesus Christ.
My Good Friday.
Oh my Good Friday.
Okay. So we all heard the news, right? Last week where they were like, Katy Perry's going to space. This is amazing. Katy Perry going to space. I wake up on Monday morning and I see a picture of her kissing the ground. And I'm like, wait, I thought she was going to space today. She had already gone.
Yeah.
For 11 minutes.
Yes. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Yeah.
I have no words for that.
So the thing is they like acted like she was actually gonna like do like a like be in space.
No, she cried about it on an interview.
Yeah. They technically passed into like the most beginning level of space for like 11 minutes, I think it is. But technically they didn't even completely leave our atmosphere.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't think
they didn't even get to like a near space orbit, like where satellites are.
Yeah,
right?
because
which we can see satellites from here.
Because we've talked about this before when like the astronauts were stuck up there for 9 months.
Yes.
It takes a significant amount of time to get to that space station.
So I actually have...
That's why it cost so much money and took so long to get them down.
This is where they went to. So this is...
Okay. That's Earth.
That's Earth. Here's the troposphere, the ozone, the stratosphere, the mesosphere, and then the Kármán line, which is like technically the very beginning of like outer space.
Satellites and stuff.
And so the satellites are in the thermosphere. Blue Origin, which was the name of the ship, went just over the Kármán line for like 8 minutes and then came back down. This was like 60 miles off of Earth, right? And I think planes only go like 8 miles up or something.
Oh, okay.
I don't quote me on that one.
Listen, judging by that photo, I forget that Earth, like the galaxy and stuff, is just like endless, like the sky and
oh god,
space.
Don't remind me.
Yeah, it's
commercial
vast.
flights are usually around 6.3 miles up, so they went further than a plane,
okay,
obviously.
Okay.
But yeah, I think they said that they were 60 miles up.
11 minutes just doesn't seem like you could get there that fast.
Well, they were up there for 11 minutes.
Oh, okay. I thought
They were like,
I thought the whole round trip was 11 minutes.
No, I don't know how long the whole thing was.
Correct me if I'm wrong. This was a free trip for them. Like they were extended the invitation.
I don't know. I don't know the logistics.
Because my husband said that they paid privately for this, but then I heard on another podcast that they were extended invitations and this was a free trip for them.
I mean, one of the bitches was Jeff Bezos' fiance. So like she's not paying.
Yeah, of course.
Oh my God. Did you see that video of him tripping, falling, trying to run up to it?
I didn't see the video, but I heard about it.
So embarrassing.
Wait, I heard about this video. He was trying to like peek into the rocket.
He was like running up to like greet them and he tripped and fell after it dropped. I'd be like, I don't care how many million you have, like we have to break up. I can't. That's so embarrassing.
I can't believe
he tripped and like face planted, girl.
No, I heard about this video, but I didn't look it up.
Give me 1 second. Okay. Blue Origin 6 women party touched the darkness beyond the blue for around 11 minutes.
Did you hear?
What?
I know you did.
What?
That Katy Perry sang in space.
Yeah, apparently she didn't even sing one of her own songs.
No, because
why? Why?
She didn't want to make it about her.
Girl.
So she sang something else.
Katie, I used to be an apologist for you.
You were.
Because like she's one of the few celebrities I've met that was like actually really, really nice. This was 10 years ago. Yeah, but this point.
People were like starting to make fun of her back then. And you were like, she was actually really nice.
She was really nice. And then I found out about the nuns. And then I found out about the other guy that she killed allegedly. Well, she didn't kill him, but she didn't kill him. She didn't kill him. She just stressed him out right up into his death, just like the nun. The nun's last words were, Katie, please, like, stop. I'm not kidding. Do you not know about this?
No, I don't.
Okay.
Are we going to get sued by Katy Perry?
No.
Okay.
This is all public record. These are all on record.
Wait, tell me about this because I actually have no idea.
Okay. She was in like a battle, like a land battle with a bunch of nuns. Because she like wanted the house or like the land that they lived in and whatever.
Is Orlando Bloom okay with this?
He's part of it too. So like he's not an innocent man. I think people just like to hate women more. So like sure, let's, in my opinion, lump onto Orlando as well. But okay. So her and Orlando Bloom are like trying to buy some house that a bunch of nuns lived in. And like one of the nuns, I think she died in court.
Sorry, I don't mean to laugh, but this is crazy. This feels like a fake story.
I promise you it's real. Okay. None involved in Katy Perry. Yeah, none involved in Katy. This is from NPR. None involved in Katy Perry convent lawsuit collapses and dies in court. A nun involved in a years-long legal dispute with pop star Katy Perry over a sprawling 8-acre former convent died on Friday, according to the Associated Press. Her name was Sister Catherine Rose. She was battling Perry and the Archdiocese of Los Angeles in court for a post-judgment hearing related to the case when she collapsed. She was 89 years old. In 2016, a judge ruled against the nuns, declaring the $15.5 million sale to Hollister invalid and ordered her to pay the Archdiocese and Perry millions in legal fees. So like trying to get this house or whatever. But yeah, and then she like had another scandal trying to buy another house in like San Bernardino County from this guy who had like some sort of degenerative disease. And they were like, nope, he agreed to it. And his kids were like, hey, dude, he's not all the way there all the time. He has a degenerative disease. Like a guy who invented 1-800-Flowers.
Oh my gosh.
And then that guy died too.
Katie.
It's not looking good.
And
I can't believe I'd never heard about these things until very recently. I'd kind of heard about the nun thing. But
do you remember the story that I told a long time ago? It was a true crime story about the actor who like killed his landlady.
Yeah.
That was Katy Perry's ex-boyfriend. I'm just saying, seems like she has some sort of,
in your opinion,
in my
now you're making crazy accusations.
Allegedly. Whoa, guys.
See, now you're getting crazy.
Guys, did you not hear me say, in my opinion, allegedly?
The nun's last words were, Katy Perry, please stop. Begs the Washington Post says, Katy Perry, please stop, begs the nun, and then she collapses and dies. That is not a good look.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys.
It's not funny, but it's also the funniest thing that's ever happened.
I feel really bad for the nun, but what in the actual fuck is going on?
Isn't that
here?
this was in 2018?
How did I not hear about this?
I didn't hear about it until like 2 years ago, and I thought it was like some sort of scammy thing. And then I heard about the 1-800-Flowers. Let me wait.
I'm sorry. This is crazy.
You never should have gone to space, Katie.
Katie, now we're looking up your whole past. I'm sorry. And also Wendy's hates her.
Yeah, and this is in 2023. Okay, this is from entrepreneur.com, Entrepreneur Magazine. Katy Perry wins real estate fight with the founder of 1-800-Flowers over $15 million California mansion. This is her third in that area. She also tried to sue them because when they tried to be like, hey, he's like not in his right mind, he shouldn't be selling this to you. She said, oh, we wanted our family to live here. Like, this was our whole thing. We were going to have our kids grow up in this house. Like, please sell it to us. And then they tried to sue him for back rent because they were actually planning on renting out the property. She wanted to be a landlord above all else. Katie.
I mean, if Wendy's, the fast food chain, hates you,
girl,
then I hate you.
One of the better fast food chains.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
And Kesha.
We
stand for Kesha. I used to be an apologist because I just met her and she was really nice and cool and down to earth.
She could be nice and also be those things.
Also,
too.
Sometimes the worst people are really charming and nice when you meet them. Yeah. So, yeah.
Ted Bundy. I'm sorry.
Can you stop? But yeah, the home seller is Carl Westcott, the 83-year-old founder of 1-800-Flowers, who claims he wasn't of sound mind when he signed over the property. He sued Gudvee to void the agreement, Bloomberg reported, but Perry won't budge on the deal. The singer's also seeking $1.4 million to cover lost income she could have made renting the property.
Katie.
So she wasn't even trying to live there. She wrote a fucking note saying, my family wants to live in this house. It's so beautiful. And meanwhile, she's saying, oh, I need you to pay me $1.4 million extra dollars actually, because I was planning on renting this out.
How is somebody that is so fucking rich that fucking greedy?
Have you not heard of Elon Musk?
No, that's true. That's fair.
Have you not heard of every rich person ever? The most greedy person you will ever meet is the richest person you know, and that that's true.
That's
every person I know who's like normal or like maybe even upper middle class, super generous, really nice. The most greedy people who are like, hey, could you Venmo me for that coffee? It's like the richest fucking person you know whose like parents own 3 houses.
No, that's crazy.
Yeah. But yeah, Katie, you probably should have gone to space because like I wouldn't have known any of this.
Yeah.
And then you went to space and people were like, also remember when the nun died in court and said, Katie, please stop this.
This is like when people get on reality television and then all the fans start to dive into their past and find things that like they never thought would come out.
What do they call it? The Streisand effect. It's when if you just stop talking about something, like you ignore it, like you just, hey, let's just move on, right? Like nobody will notice that it happened. But then like when you do something else that brings attention to it, like, for example, going on a multi-million-dollar basic carnival ride for billionaires.
When, I don't know, everything is a disaster on Earth.
And then claiming, like, I saw this interview with Gail King. And she was like, this is so empowering for women and all this stuff. And I was like, what are you talking about? You going on a glorified carnival ride for rich people is not empowering for women. How about the fact that you've been in entertainment and news reporting for years, decades? That is empowering. You going to space for 11 minutes is not empowering.
While all of us are dealing with, I don't know, the tariffs and everything down here.
Yeah, when we're like, literally in a financial crisis, when there's people being bombed all over the world. Like, are you joking?
Like, why are we spending millions of dollars for that? And billions.
We're like in the throes of horrible climate change and it literally burned up so much fossil fuels and stuff. Like, that's crazy.
Stick to Hellcella. Don't go to space.
Don't go to space. Okay, so here's him falling down.
Oh boy, oh boy.
It's so funny.
Lord.
He runs. Hi, I'm gonna go say hi to
my What a loser.
Honestly, yeah.
He is peeking in the windows though. He's like, ooh, what's in there?
You should have to shoot yourself into space and never come back. That's what I would do if I fell down like that. Imagine you're like,
and his fiance comes out and she's like, oh
dude,
gosh.
I don't care how rich you are. Ick.
She's like, I had a revelation in space.
Actually, I decided maybe it's okay that I'm just middle class.
I I think that might be better than this,
I think
than whatever
whatever I
was.
just saw. It's very upsetting. But yeah, like, dude, imagine you're one of those fucking astronauts who was just in space for like a year and a half or whatever. And then you're like, everyone's like, Katy Perry. Luckily, I have not seen a single person say anything but bad things about it.
Oh,
like,
no. When she kissed the ground.
Yeah.
She kissed the ground. And then someone, was it Wendy's who retweeted it? And they said, I kissed the ground and I liked it.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
I saw them send her up there, send her back or whatever. Yeah.
No, they were going in on her.
I want to know who runs Wendy's
I
social
know.
media.
We gotta get in on that. That would be fun to run like a social
Just
media.
Be mean.
Yeah, well, you would be great at it. But yeah, no, crazy.
Also, it's not empowering to women at all, or
no,
interesting.
Because I would say 90% of women, 95, 6, 7, 8% of women can't afford something like that ever.
Yeah, and they kept calling themselves astronauts. No, you're not.
Oh yeah, I saw memes on Twitter of people. It was like a meme of someone making like a stank face, and it was like the female astronaut that spent 9 months in space seeing Katy Perry kiss the ground after 11 minutes.
You're an astronaut? Okay.
That astronaut is like, oh, I'm sorry, I was stuck in space for 9 months.
You went on a weird little trip. You didn't actually train or do anything. It's not empowering. All it's telling young women is, if you're skinny enough and you're rich enough, they'll let you do weird shit.
Yeah, if you have
that's
billions
not empowering
of dollars,
at all.
Then maybe, just maybe, the other people with billions of dollars will invite you on their rocket ship that also costs billions of dollars.
Yeah. While you watch everybody else starve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's nice.
Yeah, insane. I'm very glad that I've literally not seen a single person be like, this is so cool.
No, I don't think I've seen a single
Dude,
person.
I even saw like Katy Perry stan accounts being like, oh,
this
girl,
is embarrassing.
This is so embarrassing. Yeah, because it is.
No, everything I've heard about it, everything I've seen about it, read about it is pretty much people being like, that was the dumbest decision you guys could have made to do that right now. I don't think that you could pay me enough to go to space.
No, you'd have to kill me.
Yeah, like I don't like people could be like, oh, even just this, what the Blue Origin did, right? They're like,
no.
You're just going to be there for 11 minutes and when you get back down, we will give you $1 billion. I would say no.
No, yes.
I can't. I could not do it.
No. I guess the only empowering thing is like you guys are less of cowards than me and Amanda. Me and Amanda, the people who just argued about whether or not we go out 3 nights a week or 2 nights a week. You're better than us, I suppose.
You guys didn't hear that argument.
Are you proud of yourselves? It's not that exciting. That was our big excitement for the week.
It was.
Literally.
It was. Oh, man.
Oh, my God. Speaking of heaven and hell, once again.
Wow. This really is the heaven and hell episode. This is the
It's
Good Friday, Black Friday episode. This is the Hellchella episode.
This is the holy sode.
I really hope that you're doing some religious story today.
No, not at all. Not even
dang.
close. No, I wish I was now. Okay, you remember that woman, like, she's not a Christian from Wife Swap?
No, girl.
Did you ask her?
Cassidy,
is she a Christian?
I don't watch Wife Swap religiously like you do.
No, this isn't even, you could have never seen Wife Swap in your life, but this is like a big meme online.
I don't think I've seen
It's
that
like
one.
this lady, she's a really short haircut, she's like a bigger lady, and she's like running around being like, I don't want their money. You've never, okay, you're gonna know her. Just a second. Please hold again.
I just really like the way you were describing it.
Because that's the thing that she said. She's not a Christian. That's what she says. That's like the big one.
Show me. Crazy Christian lady.
You've never seen this lady?
Oh.
Dark-sided. I have to turn my volume on for this. You've never seen this?
No, I've seen her.
Okay, that's what I'm talking about. This is from a Wife Swap episode.
Oh, okay.
She's not a Christian! She's tampered in dark-sided stuff! Yes!
Yeah, right? Do you remember her? She's not a Christian!
That woman looks like she's tampering in some dark-sided stuff.
Okay, so I remember that was like a meme when like I was in high school, because obviously that came out like a long time ago.
Yeah.
And recently I'm doing my little scroll. Who comes up on my For You page? But Marguerite, that's her name.
Crazy Christian lady.
She is no longer crazy Christian lady. She's dancing to Lady Gaga.
Ooh.
She's looking fit with it too.
Okay.
Right? Like she's obviously she's gotten much older. This is 20 years later or whatever, but she's like looking good.
How'd you know it was her?
Well, I mean, still looks like her.
Okay.
But apparently her daughter died.
Oh.
And she found the opposite of Christ and is now like a huge LGBTQ advocate and is like, I can't believe I ever let myself be so hateful over, right?
Amen.
Right?
Amen, sister.
Immediate follow.
Wow.
So let me show you her now.
I love this for her.
I was like,
She should go to space.
Send her to space. She would appreciate it. So this is her now.
Oh my. You know what? She actually looks younger.
Right? Her hair looks really
Yeah.
good. She's like,
She looks
she's
younger
still
than
like
she did.
She's still like a thick lady because she's got like curves and stuff, but she's like, and she just dances.
She looks happier, younger.
Mhm,
Yeah. Good for
mhm.
her.
And so this is her daughter Ashley. And she says, I hope I've made you proud. And she like just dances to Lady Gaga.
What's her daughter gay, I'm assuming?
I'm not 100% sure. I would assume so. We'll put some of
Listen,
the videos in this. Whatever.
She saw the light.
I thought it was like such a cool arc, and she will respond to people because people on TikTok use that sound, she's not a Christian,
Yeah.
dark-sided, and she'll like stitch them and duet them and stuff, like laughing, like she thinks it's funny, which I love also. Like,
Yeah, you got to be able to make fun of yourself.
lighthearted queen.
Oh my gosh.
But I just love her so much.
Is she like the new who's that lady that we love who sings from American Idol or X Factor?
What?
The Irish lady.
Oh, God, we were just
fuck
talking
is her
about her.
name?
Susan Boyle.
Susan Boyle. She's the
We
new
love
Susan
her.
Boyle.
We love Susan Boyle. Yeah, we love like a beautiful arc.
Yeah.
But Susan Boyle started out great.
No, Susan Boyle.
And this lady, I mean, she started out iconic. She was scary, but she was iconic.
Listen,
She's
love
dark-sided. That went triple platinum in my house.
we love to support a iconic queen.
Yeah.
Yes.
I can't believe you didn't just know that right off. She's not a Christian.
No, I never was like a wife swap watcher.
I mean, even if you weren't, that was such a cultural moment. That was like one of the OG like memes.
Yeah, not
Was
for,
her.
not for me.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, different lives.
This is a mainstream one. This isn't just even me being like, oh, my weird corner of the internet.
I've
which
seen it on Twitter.
pretty often it is just me and my weird corner of the internet. But this one actually was very mainstream.
I've definitely seen her on Twitter,
Okay.
but I didn't grow up knowing that.
Knowing that. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, we used to quote that all of the time.
Well,
Dark-sided.
you also grew up very Christian.
I did. Yeah.
So, I did not. So maybe that also has something to do with it.
I do love Wife Swap though. I am addicted to that show.
I know you just told me you and your fiance have been watching it lately.
Not anymore. I think we like actually went through all of it, which is
Wow.
impressive.
That is impressive.
Yeah.
That's reality television.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. That's
Yeah.
your reality TV.
Well, you know that I only like to watch reality TV with normal looking people.
Yes.
I'm not joking.
No,
that is, like,
I
a
know.
thing. I can the second I log on and it's 8 people with the same face because they all went to the same surgeon. Cut me out. Sign out. Goodbye. Can't be
Beverly
into that.
Hills Housewives. That's where I'm at
Brother,
right now.
The Bachelor, the Bachelorette, they all fucking look the same.
They do.
At least when it's the Bachelorette, like the dudes are allowed to look different. But it's so fucking depressing to me that like every single woman has the same face. There'll be like 4 different ethnicities, and somehow they've managed to have all the same face because they all got the same filler, they all got the same Botox, they all got the same lip injections. It's crazy to me.
No, you're right.
It's
You're right.
crazy. Oh my God. And we're like, okay, sure. Yeah.
This is normal.
This is normal. This is actually really good. Guys, This is feminism. I don't know if you know that. Feminism is when women all same face if money.
Feminism is all same face if money, and also go space if money.
Go space if money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Feminism is just when money.
Basically.
Yeah.
Feminism is when money,
Do anything.
do anything. Girl boss.
Girl boss. Gatekeep.
Well, how about we welcome some real girl bosses to our
That's right.
to our inner circle here, and we welcome our new cool kids.
Let's do it.
So I would like to say welcome to Kenzie C.
Hi, Kenzie.
Welcome to Carrie,
Hello, Carrie.
who joined for the whole year. We love to see it.
Welcome. You're stuck with us now.
Yeah, sorry. Hopefully you don't love rich people going to
Space.
space. I'm all for space exploration, for the record.
No,
I
I
think
know.
that it encourages intelligence and
I'm-
curiosity, but I'm not into space tourism is my issue.
I'm not into space exploration.
Oh, I don't want to do it. I want others.
I don't want to know anything.
I want other braver, smarter people
no,
to do it for
I don't want
me.
anyone to do it.
Yeah.
I don't want to know about it.
Like, tell me one experiment they did up there, and I'll say it was worth it. Welcome to Jessie T.
Hi, Jessie.
And welcome to Carly R.
Hello, Carly.
Thank you guys so much for joining our Patreon. That is like 90% of the reason we get to keep doing this podcast. And hopefully you guys are enjoying our shot of Kool-Aid that's coming out this week. We also have a new book club meeting for our Sunrise on the Reaping
A
series.
meeting of the minds.
Meeting of the minds. Things get crazy
Yeah.
in the section that we are reading. And what else do we have coming out? I feel like we have something else.
I don't know.
We got something, I'm sure. I just can't remember right now.
We'll figure it
We'll
out.
figure it out. You'll see it on there. You'll see it. But thank you guys so much for joining our Patreon. Like I said, it's one of the main reasons we get to keep doing this podcast. And we just absolutely love releasing bonus episodes and ad-free content and videos and all sorts of fun stuff on there. I also wanted to say thank you to Sandra H., who bought us a beer and said, "Hi, ladies. My birthday was on April 14th, and I spent the morning gardening and listening to your banter. Thank you for keeping me company and making tasks fun, Sandra."
Aw.
So happy birthday. Happy belated birthday, Sandra.
Happy belated, Sandra.
And God, you're living the dream. You got a garden.
yeah.
I can't think of anything better, personally.
That's what poor people say. A garden would be nice. Yes. And speaking of birthdays, I have a couple birthdays also to shout out aside from Sandra. So first I want to say happy birthday to Shane, which maybe this is what we have coming out possibly to
What?
Patreon is we recorded a video of us making the brownies that Shane sent to us.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, we're very drunk in that video.
Oh, are we?
Yeah.
I don't know. They like that kind of stuff.
Yeah, so possibly that will be out. We'll see how
The way that
Cassidy likes it.
Oh, do I even want to watch it?
I don't know.
Who's drunker, me or you?
I think we're both pretty equal.
Oh, okay, then that's okay. They were rum brownies, and let's just say we were also drinking rum while making them.
Yes.
Yeah.
So happy birthday, Shane.
Happy
we love
birthday.
you.
The brownies were amazing, by
They
the
were
way.
good.
We ate them in honor of you.
We did. And then also happy birthday to Max from their partner Mia. Both of you have been listeners for a very long time,
Very long
years
time.
even, that we've communicated with both of you on several occasions. So happy birthday,
Well,
Max.
Max introduced Mia to the podcast, and now
know.
they're both cool kids and
They
have been listening
are.
for years. So they're like, that's a quintessential pod relationship
It
right
is.
there.
It is.
Yeah.
It's important to us. It's important to you.
Mhm.
So we love you both.
We do.
Happy birthday, Max.
Happy birthday.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you for being here. Okay, so today I'm going to be talking about the Straw Hat Riots.
Yeah.
You have heard of this? Okay, I thought so. So my sources today were the New York Public Library.org, mostly an article by Carrie McBride. I read a bunch of New York Times archives from the 1920s. All of those had either no names or were all over the place. So I'm sorry I'm not crediting you, guy from the 1920s, but you guys
you did great.
You did really good.
Yeah.
And we're hoping most of it was true.
It doesn't matter.
Also, the website Weird Historian by Mark Hartzman. And of course, Wikipedia.
This is one of those stories that had the potential for us to do it on the same day.
I was
it's-
actually nervous.
Yeah, it's one of those ones that I always look at thinking
Yeah.
like, should I do this today?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was actually nervous because I was like, this is such an Amanda coded story, but I just love it so much. I'm like, I have to
No,
tell
I'm
it.
excited to sit
And
back.
I did true crime last week, and I can't do two serious stories in a
No.
row. So I was like, I need to do a little fun guy.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Also, sorry about I should have a hat on. Sorry about my hair. It's really humid out, and I tried to straighten it, and then it unstraightened itself, and so it just looks bad. It just
Where's
looks
your
very
straw
puffy.
hat?
In 1920, baby.
Wow.
Yeah, and then I actually meant to pull it back before we started, and then I forgot. So here we are. Welcome to my world. Don't you wish you woke up to this every morning? Because it only gets worse. Okay. So straw hats have actually been around for a very long time. There's references to straw hats in Shakespearean writing. Some people believe that Catherine, Queen of the Scots, actually brought straw hats to England. And the reason they were so popular for so long is they were really easy to make with whatever available material you had. So it wasn't always straw, but there were other types of hats that looked like straw, or
I
like
was gonna say
were bamboo, or like other types of like leaf that were like woven together, right? Like, or like braided together. Basically found materials. But because straw was the most often used material because it was so abundant on farms and stuff like that, that is how straw hat became popular.
Okay.
And while there are very many variations of straw hats, they even made like straw bonnets at one point. The one that you're probably picturing in your head right now, which is called the boater hat, which we'll have a picture of right here and also on our Instagram, which is that like flat brim hat with the thing around it and a little top.
Yeah, very much kind of like something a scarecrow would wear almost.
Not exactly. Here, let me show you a picture. Once I show you, it's like something you'd see in like The Great Gatsby.
Oh, okay.
Like, you know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about. Like almost like a bowler hat, but made of straw. Like that.
Oh, okay. Very nice. Yes.
I mean, that's one that's like today.
yeah.
But like, see how it's like all braided
Mm-hmm.
and like it has like the thing around it. It's probably exactly what you're picturing. If you're not picturing it, if you see it, you'll be like, oh yeah, like that.
I had a hat like that I used to wear. I know you remember it.
I believe you.
No, you have to remember it because there's a photo of us. Yeah, there's a fucking photo of you and me and Kate in San Pedro at Sunken City, and I'm literally
yes.
wearing a hat that looks just like that.
So I'm very anti-hat.
Shut the fuck up.
And me and Amanda have gotten into so many arguments
You're
about
wearing
this.
a hat. You're wearing a beanie that day.
Yes, I was, and it was hot.
Yes.
I don't
So
know
why
I was
were you
wearing
wearing
a
a beanie? You were wearing a tank top and a beanie.
I was wearing a tank top and a beanie, and what were the boots? I was wearing floral combat boots too.
Yes.
God, what a fashion icon I was.
I was wearing Galaxy Vans and a cutoff tank top and
Uh-huh.
that weird fucking straw
Yeah.
hat.
But you've always been so pro hat.
I do love a hat. I love a hat.
I hate a hat because like a hat to me insists upon itself. Like I don't. Yeah, like to me, like a hat is very like the outfit is the hat.
yeah.
And I hate that because I think most hats are ugly. I think very rarely do I see a hat and I'm like, yeah.
You wear a baseball cap golfing and you look cute.
Okay, it's different. That's utilitarian. That's like I can't wear sunglasses because I have to wear my regular glasses. And so I have to have something to block the sun.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like that the hat is not the outfit. And then like when I wear a hat to a sporting event, the hat is the outfit because that's supporting the team that I'm going to see.
That's
so it's
true.
different.
Okay.
But like a style hat, very rarely do I find that appropriate.
Yeah, I love a hat. Can't
I
lie.
know. I know. And we've argued about this. She used to wear this newsy hat all the time. I fucking hated that. That we literally would argue about this hat.
Okay. For the record, that style hat was in at the time. I wouldn't wear that today because everyone would make fun of me.
I made fun of you back then.
Well, yeah, because you're you.
This reminds me of the time my dad was like, he got way too into Dexter for like 5 minutes. And he texted me one day and goes, old man needs a young girl's opinion. This is like 10 years ago. And I go, okay. And he goes, fedoras, ? And I said, absolutely fucking not. And he goes, say no more.
For the record, I think your dad could have pulled off a fedora.
Absolutely not. I would never. Here's the thing. There's like a certain...
Hello, princess.
Hello, princess.
Princess.
I'm calling.
Do you like my fedora?
Wake up. Is this man bubbling you?
He wears a fedora and everyone loves him.
Yes, he does.
So,
Yeah, I'm very anti-hat. I think there's like certain hats you can get away with on vacation. The same with like there's certain like shirts you can get away with
definitely
on vacation.
you can wear a fucking big hat.
A floppy hat, yes. And there's also just
On
some...
a tropical vacation?
Yes, absolutely. And there's certain people who can get away with certain hats. Like there's certain people that if I saw them in like a cowboy hat or something, I'd be like, yeah, that just makes sense. But then there's like, I don't know, hat, like, well, you know what it is? I'm realizing what it is. You need to have a big enough aura or like presence that you're wearing the hat's not wearing you. You know? And I think very few people have that.
Listen, it's not, either you're pro hat or you're not.
I'm pretty anti-hat.
Drop it in the comments.
Drop it in the comments. What do you think about a hat? Hat fishes, they're all over the place.
I mean, that exists.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah.
Anyway,
back to the Straw Hat Riot.
Back to straw hats. So like I said, it's called a boater hat. You can look it up right now, or you can go to our Instagram or look on YouTube. We have it right here, a picture of a boater hat. And by the late 1800s, early 1900s, it was a complete staple in men's and women's fashion, but particularly with men.
Okay.
Women wore a different style of straw hat. So while originally the idea of a straw hat had been associated with poverty because it was usually associated with being a farm owner or a working farmer, as we all know, trends change. And when people in Paris and London began wearing straw hats, of course, the people in New York had to start wearing straw hats too.
Well, yeah, that's just common sense.
Duh.
Paris and London, the fashion capitals of the world.
And it was something that was really easy to be like American made. And so that became like a big selling point. They'd be like, oh, the ones from Paris are like too fancy and the ones from London are too stupid because like they're not for our climate. So like buy American made these hats. They're like made from American straw and all this stuff, right? So by the early 1900s, there were very strict fashion rules in place when it came to headwear. So you wore a felt hat until May 15th, and then you wore your straw hat until September 15th. And then after that, back to the felt hat.
I don't like these rules.
This did vary based on regional weather. For example, in the South, you switched from your felt hat to your straw hat in April because it gets hot and humid down there earlier. Wearing a straw hat after or before the expected date could lead to ridicule or even people knocking it off of your head.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm. Fashion magazines and news outlets alike reinforced these arbitrary dates as law, and there was even a tradition on the stock market floor where they would take their straw hats off on September 15th and drop them on the floor and stomp them to destroy them in kind of like in a way to show like, we make so much money, we're so wealthy, we can buy a new hat every spring.
Oh, I was going to say, you can reuse it.
No, it's like a show of wealth. Like, oh, this season's done, I can destroy this. Like, because money means so little to me because I'm so rich that I can just do this.
I can just go to space for 11 minutes if
Exactly.
I want to.
It all comes back to Katy Perry in space. So let the record show this was not a real law, okay? You didn't legally have to change your hat on September 15th. But it was kind of one of those social contract laws, like
you can't wear white after Labor Day.
Don't wear white after Labor Day. Don't wear linens before Easter was another one I saw when I was looking this up. No open-toed shoes in the fall. So, there's
that's a good one.
There's some fashion laws that people used to be much more strict about. And if I remember, like, we live on the West Coast now, so like everything we do is so laid back.
Yeah.
But I do remember when we moved out here and I saw people just like walking around in athleisure and I was so confused because that was not so much of a thing in New York.
No, but everyone in New York is always dressed up.
Yeah.
I feel like
I haven't been in so long now that I don't know if it's changed at all. But I remember when I moved out to LA and I went to like a business meeting and people were wearing leggings and yoga pants and like exercise shoes, and I was so shocked. And the first day I got like a corporate job, I showed up in like a pencil skirt and like a cute little blazer, and everybody was wearing like athleisure or jeans. And I was like, oh, I'm so significantly overdressed.
Which is funny for how pretentious LA is. That it's like the one thing that it's like,
Oh,
okay, it's
New
kinda
York
nice.
is way more pretentious than
Yeah.
LA. LA's like that cousin who's trying to pretend like he's not rich, and so he like smokes weed with you at Thanksgiving. And New York is like that cousin that is like, I don't need a man. I'd love my corporate job. And so
Wow, that's weird actually that you say that.
why?
Because Paige DeSorbo, who I've talked to you about from Summer House, she's exactly like that. She's like, I don't need a man. I have my job. And she lives in New York and she's a fashionista.
Yeah, that feels like very New York to me.
Yeah.
Like it's just different. I mean, we're literally thousands miles apart. Like it's really far.
Yeah.
That's why it's so, of course we have completely different cultures. By the time that the 1900s were beginning, this was like a huge part of New York City culture in particular, like the straw hat switchover. There's articles written about it every single year. Like I said, people will like mock you or bring it up like, oh, what, you're so poor you can't get a felt hat, like stuff like that, you know? Now, the first time we ever see this kind of riot or real violence happening was in 1910. And it was a group of kids that went around smashing straw hat wearers' hats on the ground the night of September 15th. And this was in Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh.
Yeah. So the Pittsburgh Stock Exchange had actually begun the same tradition as the New York one of smashing their hats on the floor. And it appeared that some rowdy teenagers liked the idea and decided to do some smashing of their own. The Pittsburgh Press published on September 16th, 1910, so the day after, and said, quote, "It is all right for stockbrokers on the exchange to destroy one another's hats if they like, on the principle that everything goes among friends. But no man likes to have his hat snatched from his head by somebody he has not yet been introduced to."
No, of course not. Why would anyone want that?
And that article in the Pittsburgh Press was titled "The Straw Hat Riots."
So it all started with a group of rowdy teenagers.
Yes.
Of course. Of course.
So our main story today begins 12 years later in September of 1922.
Okay.
So it's September 13th, 1922 to be exact, which you might notice is actually 2 days before Felt Hat Day. And a group of teenagers went around a factory area of Manhattan, and they were pulling hats off of the heads of workers and smashing and stomping them in the street. Obviously, this is very not cool because you just shouldn't do that to people's private property. But on top of that, they were in an area that was extremely working class. So these are not rich Wall Street dudes who were buying new hats every single year, right? Like
they
these
were
are
reusing their straw hat.
Yeah, these are people who saved up and bought their hat and wore it for years. And the teens just did not care. They were just running around. If they saw you in a straw hat, and it's also not even September 15th. Not like that would excuse it, but like you're early, bro.
Like 3 days, 2 days.
Yeah, but I'm just saying it's not even like, oh, haha, they were gonna smash them anyway. You know, like
no,
you could
they were
claim.
being little fucking rascals.
Yeah, they were being little rascals.
Yeah.
So they go around. They're smashing all these hats, and then
I'm sorry, if someone fucking took a hat off my fucking head, I would murder them. I'd bury them in the ground.
I got punched in the stomach when I was in 6th or 5th grade because I was playing football with a group of dudes and he threw like a bad pass or I had a bad catch. I don't remember. I was in 5th or 6th grade and this kid came up to me and was like, "Why didn't you catch that?" And I was like, "Why don't you throw it better, buddy?" And I flicked his hat, like the whatever, it was like a baseball cap, and I flicked it. And it didn't even leave his head. It just like went up. And he punched me so hard in the stomach.
Okay, I do not condone a boy punching a girl by any means. However,
I did hit him in the face back. So
oh, okay, well that's good. But I do think like pulling off someone's hat. I don't know why, but it is, to me, that is like, I would go crazy. Yeah. I don't know why. I don't know what it is about that, but to
no,
me,
it's super
like,
disrespectful.
Yeah, it's like crazy.
No, it's super disrespectful.
Like you just did what?
Yeah, no, it's once again super disrespectful.
So maybe you deserve. No, I'm just kidding.
Listen, I've been hit a lot and I deserve most of it. Not all of it, but I would say a good 70%. So things started to go south for these boys because they did try to knock the hats off of a group of dock workers. And the dock workers were like, absolutely not. We don't care if your kids, we're going to give you the fucking beat down right now.
Do it.
Like, you're getting the business.
Yeah.
We don't care. The fight ended up getting so big that it actually stopped traffic on the Manhattan Bridge, which of course prompted the police to show up, and they started arresting people just like, okay, we got to cut this out. Or they're arresting people, whether they're the instigators or not. They're just trying to separate this crowd because people obviously need to be able to use the Manhattan Bridge.
Yeah.
So according to the New York Tribune, a dozen or more boys were arrested and, quote, 7 were spanked
Oh no.
by their parents in the East 104th Street Police Station by order of the lieutenant at the desk.
That's more embarrassing than
So-
just getting beat by the police.
So embarrassing. I would rather.
Like if I was a 15-year-old boy, I'd be like, no, please, mom.
Could you just beat me up, cop, instead of having my mom spank my ass in front of all my schoolmates?
That's so
in the police
embarrassing.
station, and the police are watching like,
And they know. They're like, we know this is more embarrassing to you.
absolutely, yeah. They're like, we could have hit you, but this is better. So this was not enough to deter the young men from engaging in more hoodlum activities. And the next,
they're hoodlums now.
oh, they're hoodlums. That's what they kept calling them in all the newspapers. And the next night, on the 14th, even more teens ran amok in seemingly more organized groups.
Oh, shit.
They were more aggressive, and because their numbers were higher, they were more bold and more difficult to stop.
The damn teens, man.
So the boys started lining up along rail lines, waiting because there were like all these open carts going by, right? This is like before the subway system. So they had like
This is the
open,
fucking 20s.
yeah, they had like those open carts that would go by, like in San Francisco, and they would hide next to the rail lines, and they would pop out and snatch hats off people's heads and then smash them in the
Oh
street.
my God. You guys are out of control.
One conductor claimed that over a dozen boys boarded one of his train cars and violently removed all of the hats from his passengers and then threw them out and smashed them in the street in front of them. Oh my God. Sorry, it's just so fucking funny.
Jesus. You deserve to get your ass whooped by your mom.
According to the New York Times, they wrote an article about this the day after it happened. They said, quote, a favorite practice of the gangsters, that's what they're calling them
Oh,
now.
first they were rascals.
Uh-huh.
Then they were hoodlums.
Uh-huh.
And now they're gangsters.
Was to arm themselves with sticks, some with nails at the tip.
Oh, what are you?
And compel men wearing straw hats to run a gauntlet. So they would either chase these guys down or try to use the hook on the end of this stick to like hook the hat off. But sometimes it would hit the guys in the head.
Yeah, I'm picturing Negan from The Walking Dead and his like fucking nail bat.
I don't think they were that comprehensive, but it was like, you know, like a big piece of wood, and they would put a nail in the end and try to hook your hat off.
Yeah, that seems really fucking
because
dangerous.
they're all children, so they're like 5'4".
Oh my God.
Witnesses also claimed that groups of over 10 or 12 boys would hide in doorways and then jump out as a man or two would walk by to ambush them, grabbing their hats and smashing them violently in the street.
I'm just saying,
What?
maybe at this time, all the men should stop wearing their straw hats.
This is only the day after. This is only one day. It's not even this isn't
I
even
thought it was in the news already.
it was like there was like barely a news story about like one incident the night before about a brawl. This is the next day at 9 p.m.
Wow, there ain't no rest for the wicked. You know what I mean?
All I'm saying is like this is the actual real fashion police. They said straw hats, not in our city.
Move over, Joan Rivers.
But once again, this ended up in multiple arrests, where most of the kids were too young to actually be prosecuted. Most of them were under the age of 14.
Oh,
But the judge on the case, his name was Magistrate Peter A. Hatting, no relation to hats. And it's like actually his last name was Hatting. No wonder he's a hat sympathizer. He said, quote, "It is against the law to smash a man's hat, and he has every right to wear a hat in a January snowstorm if he wishes. To hit a man's hat is to simply assault, and in this court, it would be treated as such. And I want you to spread the word among all who smash hats," says Hatting,
oh,
conspiracy.
I don't know.
He works for Big Hat.
He does.
So some of these mobs were said to have up to 1,000 boys in them,
Oh my gosh.
running loose in the streets of New York City. Plain-clothed police officers even witnessed and were a part of and were victim to attacks from these anti-Straw Hat young rapscallions.
They were the victims?
They were the victims.
Oh no.
They were de-hatted.
They showed off their bald spot.
Everybody with a receding hairline just fucking walking home in shame.
That's why they're pissed.
They're pissed.
That's the
Yeah.
truth.
They didn't even know they could go to Turkey and get that shit fixed back then.
You probably couldn't in 1922.
No. Yeah. Couldn't get a hair transplant.
No. That's why they had the straw hats. That was the
They
whole
needed
point.
them. They
Yeah.
needed them. Oh, man.
They saw that one guy in Paris and they were like, this will fix everything.
They were like, fuck, that's my shit right there.
And now these fucking gangsters, these 13-year-old
13-year-old
gangsters
gangsters
are ruining everything.
They're hiding in doorways.
We're trying to be hat fishes here. We're trying to pick up some hot chicks.
Which is my right as an American to hatfish.
That's right.
So one of the people that were one of the plain-clothed police officers that was attacked
That was a victim.
Was a victim. I'm a victim. Was Detective Sergeant Brindisi, and his hat was stolen by a group of young men, only 3 or 4, and so he went in pursuit of his attackers.
Oh, he chased after them.
Oh, he chased after them.
Oh, well, he is a police officer.
But much to the detective's dismay, he tripped while chasing the boys and lost them.
It's like Jeff Bezos all over again.
Literally, can you imagine?
Sir, you are a detective.
I'm sorry. Can you imagine a group of teenage boys stealing your hat, exposing your bald spot?
Yeah.
You're a little overweight. You go to Chase and you
Too many donuts.
I imagine he's eating a hot dog at this point. I don't know why. Ketchup, mustard everywhere.
Mustard on his
all
shirt.
over his shirt.
For sure.
And he trips. He's like, freeze. And they don't listen to you. Already embarrassing.
Yeah, because you're plain clothed.
This is worse than like when you see someone that you know in public and you say their name and they don't notice you. Oof.
Yeah, it's happened
This
to me.
is so much. Oh, it happened to me like 2 weeks ago. It was really embarrassing. She was my old boss too. It made it even worse. But he trips and these boys run away and he loses them.
Well, first of all, they're 13. They're fast.
I
They're quippy.
I simply would never recover from that.
No. You should get fired from the police academy.
Well, imagine your knees are all wet because you like fell into
the
it's
mustard?
New York. I don't know if you guys know this. New York like just discovered garbage cans like 3 months ago.
Everything's wet.
So you know it's wet. It's smells bad.
Mm-hmm.
And now your hat's gone.
What are you gonna do?
Bald spot, free and easy. You're feeling the breeze on that thing.
Boy, yeah.
Maybe you have a really bad comb over and it's getting.
Yeah, I was gonna say those couple of hairs are kind of like,
and they're in the air.
blowing in
You
the
know,
wind.
you've seen it. You've seen it happen to people.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I can only imagine the feelings going on in Brindisi's little heart back then. And there was one arrest of a 33-year-old man by Brindisi who claimed that this man actually tripped him.
A 33-year-old man?
Mm-hmm. But it turned out the man wasn't even in the area. So I'm pretty sure that he just tripped and was embarrassed and wanted to arrest someone so he could blame someone on it.
Randomly picked out a dude and was like, you tripped me.
I'm sorry, does this not sound like the NYPD?
No, it does.
To you?
No,
Yeah.
you're right,
like
you're right.
precisely,
You're
actually.
You're right.
Holding strong for over 100 years of wrongful accusations.
He thinks you're right. Okay.
No, I just can imagine him being like falling down. He's falling into the trash water that's on the side of the street.
With mustard on his
Smells
shirt.
bad. He lost half of a hot dog. That's like half a day's pay
Which
back
also
then.
that would fucking piss me off.
Oh, he's hungry.
Because I love New York
He's
hot
feeling the
dogs.
breeze. He's feeling the breeze on his bald head back there.
Mhm.
Some guy walks by whistling, still wearing his hat, maybe wearing a felt hat.
Oh. He
And
has
he's
no
like,
mustard on his shirt.
Freeze, police. And the guy's like, I'm a law-abiding citizen.
You tripped me.
And he's like, you tripped me. You're coming with me. And he's like, hey, brother, you smell like garbage. And he's like, in front of the court right now.
That poor guy.
Man, R.I.P.
The
to
one that was
him.
accused.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He probably had a full head of hair.
Definitely.
Yeah.
100%. That was really.
And when he eats a hot dog, not a drip, not even a drip
he's
of mustard.
like hot, perfect, sexy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
33. That's a man's best age.
That's a great age.
That's a great age.
That's a great age.
So by the end of all of this, dozens ended up arrested, but only one person, a team named A. Silverman, he was underage, so they can't release his full name, had the longest jail sentence, which was only 3 days. Most of the accused just decided to pay the $5 fine that they had to pay.
Ooh,
which
that's
back then,
steep. That's steep.
I don't know what $5 in 1922 was, but probably a lot. But it was the roaring 20s or
I
whatever.
would say it was probably like $50.
Sure, yeah. Yeah, that's something like your parents would get pissed off at you, like you got caught loitering or whatever.
I have no idea. It might be so much more.
It could be. I don't know.
But we're not going to look it up. So I don't
I actually don't want to know. It's going to make me too sad.
Yeah, like I actually don't care. So don't comment about
like at this
that,
point, it's
okay?
just going to make me depressed. So hundreds, maybe even thousands of straw hat wearers were injured. But I don't know how much of these people were actually physically injured or it was just their pride by a bunch of teenage boys. So just 3 years later, the president of the United States, a Mr. Calvin Coolidge,
Ooh.
wore a straw hat multiple times after the September cutoff date. What?
He was the one. Isn't he like the president that's always wearing the straw hat?
Yeah. And so that made it more of a social norm that you would be wearing a straw hat past the September 15th cutoff date. So it became less of a rule and more of a funny anecdote, very similarly how we discuss like not wearing white after Labor Day or
which I don't
whatever.
think you should wear white pants ever.
I've maybe twice seen white pants look flattering on someone, and it was because they were the hottest person I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, I don't.
And that's
white
not
pants
fair.
is tough.
That's not fair. And like that's a problem with with most websites. I'm like, dang, that is such a cute outfit. And I'm like, yeah, of course it is. Because that's the hottest woman I've ever seen in my life.
Not even like to be hot. I just mean like so many things can go wrong with white.
Oh yeah, I frankly do not have the mental fortitude. I will sit in something
I will
immediately.
sit in something. I will
Spill
get
on
my
myself.
period. I like something's gonna go wrong.
I had a pair of white shorts that I used to wear and I loved them, but every 35 seconds I would go, can you check my butt?
Yeah, same.
Can you check my butt? And like, I can't live like that.
I used to wear colorful pants.
Oh, I remember.
And shorts. Like
Yeah.
I had like pink shorts and like
yes.
light blue, and that would always happen to me. I'd be
Yeah.
like, "What's on me? Is
What's
there something on me?"
Yeah. I know there's something on
Yeah.
me. Yeah. And everyone's going to be like, she made a duty. You know what I mean? We can't have that.
You can't.
Because you can't recover.
Way too embarrassing.
You'll be like, just like Branzini or whatever his name was.
Branzini.
Branzini. You'd have to just arrest the nearest person. Hey, you!
And I would.
You're under citizen's arrest.
Yeah.
Pull over. And it's some guy. What? Some
Yeah.
guy with a beautiful hairline and spotless pants.
White even.
And they're white.
Mhm.
Oh, even worse. Straight electric chair.
That's right.
Yeah. Firing squad even.
Yeah.
Maybe. We don't know.
I do know.
And it would be firing
Yeah.
squad. We already know. Yeah. So like I said, by the 1930s, straw hats, for the most part, had completely gone out of style. So these arbitrary rules surrounding them no longer existed. So now, Amanda Louise Goodness,
Yes, Cassidy J. Liston.
are you ready for my conspiracy theory about all this?
Of fucking course I am.
Okay. So let's speculate wildly for a minute.
Okay.
So the hat stores during this time,
Mhm.
they actually stayed open late the week of the riots. And for the following week, they had extended hours and recorded record sales due to the fear of people having the wrong hat. And also so many people's hats were getting destroyed. So they made record money that September. People were scrambling to make sure they had a felt hat or to buy a discounted straw hat for next year.
I'm picking up what you're putting down.
So what I'm saying, and for the record, I didn't see this anywhere. This is a Cassidy Liston original.
This is alleged.
This is allegedly, in my opinion, no straw hat store owners sue me. I have one of two theories.
Okay.
The first theory is store owners went to the police or went to the media and reported things and totally exaggerated them. Like, oh, there was thousands of boys and they're destroying hats and they have they have screws on the end of sticks and they're pulling hats off and they're blinding people and stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or two, some of these roving bands of teens were hired by the hat stores.
Okay.
They got together and they said, hey, you know, sometimes people would be smashing hats because people would smash hats,
Yeah,
but it was
yeah.
like individual instances. It would, you know, 5 of them a year or whatever, right? Like, haha, silly. They were like, what if we got like a whole thing going? You know, I read this article about in 1910. We could probably rile up a bank, like, you know, a couple
Yeah.
a gang of teens. And then once we get one gang going, some others will just join in.
Right.
Because they just want to have fun.
Right. But the first gang will get paid.
We'll get paid.
Yeah.
We'll stay open late. People will be rushing into the store. We're selling out left and right. Get
Mhm.
rid of all the stock of straw hats from last year for the people replacing their straw hats, getting them on sale. And then have people buying a bunch of new felt hats because they're scared.
Yeah.
And so that is my personal conspiracy theory about the Straw Hat Riots.
No, I'm going to say that the hat, I'm going to say not only did the hat stores have something to do with this, but hatting might also.
Magistrate hatting?
His
Big
name,
hat?
His name speaks for itself. You know what I mean?
His name, when I was reading the New York Times article and I read that it was like, said his name, I was like, we live in a simulation.
No.
For sure.
Yes. Literally 100%.
No chance we don't.
Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Are you joking my ass? Magistrate hatting? It's even
Hatting?
spelt Hattingy.
Yeah.
No relation
Yeah.
to Big Hat.
Well,
Allegedly. That we know of.
So I'm just saying, you never know there. But,
Yeah.
no, the stores absolutely had something to do with it.
Okay. Because that was my first thought when I was like reading this. And then,
Because why would these kids be that into it? Like, come on.
listen, here's the thing. I
Sounds
think
fun,
and
but-
I think you'd only have to pay a few
Yeah.
to rile up the many.
100%.
Because like that's how teenage boys work.
Yeah.
But
That's how me would work. Probably.
Yeah.
I would jump in.
All my friends are doing it.
Yeah.
Would you jump off a cliff? I remember my mom used to always say that to me. Well, Cassidy, if all your friends are doing it, would you jump off a cliff? And I used to say to her, I don't know. Does it look fun? I was the worst kid in the world. I'm so sorry, Mom. I hope you're having fun in Italy.
Italy.
Yeah, my mom's in Italy.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, she'll probably be back by the time this comes out. But
Well, that's where my
yeah.
story's taking us. So
perfect
a
segue.
little connection there.
You'll have to see it.
God, we're such little rascals.
We are rapscallions, even.
Wow.
Maybe even
Hoodlums.
hoodlums.
Well, thank you. That was fun.
Thank you.
Love your conspiracy theory, and I'm on board.
I know. I can't believe I didn't read that anywhere else. Like, I mean, I guess I wasn't like specifically looking for conspiracies, but I'm literally reading this going, this is plain as day. This is what happened, right?
I agree.
They probably were like, hey, get like 4 cool 16-year-olds to make a bunch of 12-year-olds act like fucking jackasses. How easy would that be?
Easy peasy.
And it would
lemon
cost them like
squeezy.
$10 each, and they probably made hundreds and hundreds of dollars, which is probably $1
Probably
million
more than- yeah, I was gonna say more than
nowadays.
that. Yeah.
In nowadays money.
Inflation.
Don't remind me.
But yes, that was fun. Thank you so much.
Yes, of course. Let
All
me
right,
sit back,
let's
relax.
finish this.
Take me to Italy, baby.
Oh yeah, that's where we're going. Okay. So we're going to Italy, like you guys already know. And we're going to talk about we are in Italy, so just bear with me on pronunciations. I'm really trying here.
You guys know the drill.
You know the drill. We're going to the Stadio Artemio Franchi UFO story.
Okay.
My sources were an article on the UFOdatabase.com, thesefootballtimes.co by Max DeLuca, BBC.com by Richard Padula, sportshistoryweekly.com by Matthew Castell, The Times of India, and unbelievablefacts.com by Judy Maboroki.
Okay.
All right.
Sold.
Are you drinking my drink?
I just wanted to taste it because it has pineapple in it, so I'm not allowed to drink more than one sip, but I just still want to taste it to see if it's good.
Allergies.
Ooh, that's good. That's tropical.
It is very good. We're drinking these like Beatbox juice pouches.
They're not Beatbox.
Oh, what
They're
are they?
Beach Box.
Beach Box.
Mm-hmm. They're pretty good.
They're good. And we put some Topo Chico in it for some bubbles.
Yeah.
Highly recommend.
Cut it because they're like,
Really sweet.
and they're also 11%. And we're not trying to die.
Are they 11%?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Amanda still has to catch a flight tonight.
Well, hello. Okay. So on this podcast, we have covered tons of mass UFO sightings before. One of the most popular stories is one that you actually covered many years ago with the aerial school UFO sighting in Zimbabwe. But this story that I'm going to cover today might just be the largest mass UFO sighting in history.
Hell yeah.
So the Stadio Artemio Franchi is a football stadium in Florence, Italy. So not football, but football, which is soccer. It hosted the 1934 and 1990 World Cup.
It's not where the World Cup was stolen from, was it?
No.
I wish.
Which another good story.
Another good story that you told.
Yes. It can hold up to 43,147 people in the stands, which I'm not too familiar with like soccer stadiums, but from what I read, that's like a pretty normal size, even more than
pretty big
than most. They said like the average soccer stadium is 18 to 30,000 people.
Okay.
So pretty big.
18 to 30. You know, just a small range.
Anywhere between 18 to 30,000 people, just a tiny amount. There is a soccer stadium, I think in the US that holds like 80,000.
Okay.
That's so many people.
That is way too many. Yeah.
Like, ew. There's too many. I don't want to be.
That's bigger than many cities.
Yeah. I don't want to be in the same enclosed place as 40,000 people. Like, I don't.
Like a fire breaks out.
Mhm.
Like, I'm sorry. No one's going to calmly end up in the right direction.
What are you going to do? You're going to all bump into each other, run around in circles, and try to look for the exits.
Uh-huh.
And probably perish.
Probably die in a fire.
Yeah.
Is that what you want?
No. So, speaking of...
On a lighter note.
Yeah, on a lighter note, speaking of weird events that take place when there's that many people around, it was a beautiful, clear day on October 27th, 1954, 65 years to the day before I got married.
Oh.
Because that is my wedding day.
Yes, it is.
And
Very fun day.
Very fun day. And on this day, there was a heated match between...
Oh my God. Today is a year to the day that I get married.
Oh my gosh.
Wait, that's actually kind of weird.
Wait, is that synchronicity?
I would say yes.
Cheers to that.
Cheers to that.
Wow. So on this day, there was a heated match between Fiorentina, which is a soccer team, and their rivals Pistoiese.
Mm-hmm.
Pistoiese.
Hey, you're the Italian one.
And so this match was taking place when all of a sudden people in the stands began looking up at the sky. So first it was like all the people in the stands, they kind of started to get quiet. They were nudging each other's elbows to look up. Then the soccer players started noticing that everyone in the stands were like getting really quiet. So like, what the fuck is going on? The soccer ball ends up rolling to a halt. And they look up at the sky. And that's when all 10,000 people inside the stadium are staring up at multiple objects hovering above them.
Oh, hell no.
So 10,000 people is a fucking
That's
lot
a lot
of people. I think, I don't know, but I think this is the largest mass sighting ever recorded.
Mm-hmm.
The second largest I found was 5,000 people in Brazil. So 10,000 people is...
Fucking Brazil. They're always seeing shit down
Dude,
there.
Brazil is full of paranormal activity. But 10,000 people is a fuck ton of people. So the referee, who is also seeing these objects hovering above them, he blows his whistle and he halts the game. He's like,
Okay.
Clearly we're not going to continue
Yeah.
playing because I don't know what the fuck is happening above us.
Yeah, if we're about to be bombed or some weird shit. Yeah.
So everyone remained with
And what
their-
year is this again?
1954.
Yeah, of course. The Cold War is going on and stuff.
Which
yeah.
I do think was a thought in a lot of people's minds.
Obviously.
Yeah. So everyone remained with their eyes like transfixed on these unidentified flying objects for about 15 minutes before they started to move.
That's a long time.
That's a very long time.
Yeah.
And these objects started to move and like take off outside the stadium. But when they began to leave, the middle of the stadium, that's when what is described as angel hair began falling from the sky.
Okay.
So this angel hair, which was a white, silvery, thin, stringy substance, fell out of these objects that were flying away, coated the entire stadium, the ground, the stands, and even outside the stadium on like trees and cars and houses.
Okay.
So everyone that saw this substance said that it looked like snow, like coating the ground when it landed.
I'm picturing like cotton candy.
Kind of. Yeah. They said
Yeah.
it was like white and fluffy when it would
Yeah.
hit the ground.
Yeah.
So very much like that. Now, because there was 10,000 people there that day, there's obviously a lot of eyewitnesses to this event. One of the defenders for the Fiorentina team, his name was Ardico Magnini. He was interviewed about this, and he said, "I remember everything from A to Z. While we were playing the match, everything came to a stop because everybody was looking up at the sky intensely. It was something that looked like an egg that was moving slowly, slowly, slowly." Everyone was looking up, and also there was some glitter coming down from the sky. Silver glitter. We were astonished. We had never seen anything like it before.
Huh. Okay.
So according to Ardico, he said he saw an egg-shaped object. Other people, they had like kind of differing descriptions of what they saw that day.
Yeah.
Which is like kind of normal. I feel like everyone.
Yeah, of course.
Everyone sees something different or thinks they see something different. Or when something traumatic happens, you like think you saw something and then you.
There is nothing less reliable than a witness.
Yeah.
So just the fact that they all saw something is more than any individual witnessing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Another witness who was a fan from the crowd, his name was Gigi Boni. He said, "I remember clearly seeing this incredible sight. They were moving very fast and then they just stopped. It all lasted a couple of minutes. I would like to describe them as being Cuban cigars. They just reminded me of Cuban cigars in the way they looked.
Cigars, very common.
Very
UFO.
egg-shaped
Uh-huh.
cigars, but also kind of different descriptions of what these objects looked like."
And also based on where you are witnessing them from.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
like all these skeptics use these examples as being like, see, like there's no way this is true because the stories don't match. One's a cigar shape, one's an egg shape. But it's like, okay, first of all, there was multiple objects, like 2 to 3 objects in the sky. Who's to say they were all the same shape? And second of all, like you just said, you could be viewing this from different angles.
That was my first thought.
Yeah.
Like when you view a three-dimensional shape from different angles. Okay, let's say you're viewing an egg and you see it from this side.
Yeah.
It looks like an egg, right? You see it from this way. What does
It
it
looks
look
like a cigar.
A cigar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also like a classic UFO too, with like the top and then the cylinder. If you're viewing it from different angles, it could look like an egg or it could look like a cigar.
It could look long. It could,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
You literally never know. So you
Yeah.
can't rule anything out. Skeptics annoy the fuck out of me because they always are just like a one-track mind where they're like, see, I'm right. And it's like, no, you're not fucking right. Think outside the box.
But also, they're the first people to be like optical illusions. And like, that's also how optical illusions work. Where you can
Exactly.
see the same object from different directions and it can look differently.
Mm-hmm.
That's how optical illusions work.
There you go.
Yeah.
And you're a skeptic.
I am. Yeah,
So-
I am. I'm definitely between the two of us way
Yeah.
more skeptical.
Absolutely. So the glitter or angel hair, or as other people inside the stadium described it as cobwebs or cotton wool, that was now spread all around the stadium. It would disintegrate when people tried to like touch it or grab it. So it would just like, if they touched it, it would disintegrate right in their hands.
Once again, I'm picturing cotton candy.
Yeah, pretty much. Also, if a strange substance falls down from the sky after you just saw 3 unidentified flying objects, maybe don't try to like go touch that substance.
You wouldn't touch it.
Are you on crack?
What if
What?
it's all over your car?
I would go to the car wash
Well, you have to get into your
I would
car
get a
first.
glove and
From
open
where?
my asshole. And I would put the glove on and I would open the car door. I'm not touching that white substance. You don't know what it is. You don't know if it's poison. How do you know?
I'm not saying I would touch it.
Are you eating it like cotton candy?
No. I'm just saying, like, I would definitely want to get a sample of it. I don't know what I would do with said sample. I don't know any smart people.
You're not a scientist or a doctor.
Actually, that's a lie. I have one friend who's married to someone from NASA. That's who I would contact.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's actually pretty good. So the people that didn't go out and try to like touch and grab said substance, they noticed that it would just completely disintegrate within the hour altogether, like just on the ground.
Yeah, so there's no like samples taken.
So there's no need for cleanup. Whatever was up in those unidentified flying objects, we're like, we got you covered.
They took care of it.
You don't need to clean anything up. Now, there are very differing thoughts and opinions on what was seen that day, obviously. Some people say it was just like mass hysteria because this was, you know, kind of around the time where aliens and the idea of UFOs were like being talked about on a regular basis.
Yeah.
But obviously, the people that were there that day and claimed to actually have witnessed this strange event, a lot of those people, they really do think that they saw an alien UFO that day.
Yeah.
So another soccer player, I think he was on the opposing team, the Piastori.
You don't have to say it again. You can just say opposing team. That's fine with me.
I wanted to try.
Listen, if you want to try, I personally know I can't pronounce things. I start identifying them as things that I can say because I just don't want to piss people off.
The opposing soccer team,
Mm-hmm.
his name was Romolo Tucci. He said, in those years, everybody was talking about aliens. Everybody was talking about UFOs. And we had the experience. We saw them directly. For real.
Oh, so he believes.
Oh, he believes.
Yeah, okay.
Absolutely.
And I believe him.
You do?
I do.
Oh, why?
I don't know.
Okay, great.
Just, okay. A lot of people saw something weird, right? He's got a sexy Italian name.
He does, yes.
Why would I fight him?
And he's a soccer player. Hot.
Soccer player. Probably got a great set of gams on him. You know? Yeah, I mean, why would they lie?
No, that's how I feel. Like, what's the point of lying?
What's the point?
Yeah.
And whether or not they saw an alien, they saw something unidentified, you know?
Absolutely.
It could have been government. Sure, that's the thing. Whenever people are like, it could have been government, I'm like, that's still an unidentified flying object, you fucking chicken nugget brained individual.
So,
okay.
Speaking of government, a lot of the theories actually that are presented from like skeptics or just people that are trying to, you know, put a kibosh on the alien UFO theory.
Yeah.
They think, you know, it was probably military planes, or it was like the military doing one of those like secret training things that they always do, blah, blah, blah. And that's what you guys saw in the sky.
That's why it's called unidentified.
Yeah, it's still a mystery. It's
That's
like,
the
what is
point.
it? We don't know what it is. But the key to this whole event really is that white substance that fell from the sky.
Yeah, that's the weird part.
Because only the people inside the stadium saw the objects physically in the sky, but all the people outside the stadium, like in the area, they also saw this weird angel hair falling from the sky. The president of Italy's National UFO Center, his name is Roberto Pinotti. He was 10 years old during this event, and although he wasn't at the stadium, he claims to have seen the angel hair falling from the sky. So he said, I remember in broad daylight seeing the roofs of the houses in Florence covered in this white substance for 1 hour, and like snow, it just evaporated.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So like the fact that other people that were not in the stadium also saw this and then it just disappeared, like that's weird. So this brings us to former U.S. Air Force pilot and now astronomer James McGawha's theory. So he first told the BBC You know, the whole UFO phenomenon is nothing but myth, magic, and superstition wrapped up in this idea that somehow aliens are coming here either to save us or destroy us. So he's very much against.
Yes.
Like-
Skeptic.
Grow up, sir.
Sounds like your husband.
No, he actually does. My husband actually is an alien believer. He's not a ghost
Do you want
believer.
to? I was gonna say, do you want to know what's funny? A lot of people who are like super anti-ghost are like, but yeah, aliens make
Yeah,
sense.
no, that's how my
Which
husband is.
I would agree with. Like, I would,
You would lean more aliens are real than ghosts.
yeah, just scientifically. Even though I feel like I've seen more proof of ghosts than aliens.
That's what I'm saying.
Like personal, I've seen more personal.
But
proof
that's what
of
I'm saying.
ghosts than
There is
aliens.
more proof of ghosts than aliens.
Yeah.
Technically.
personally in my personal life. Yeah.
Yeah. Like in my opinion, I think there's more proof.
In her expert opinion.
Yeah, there's more proof that ghosts exist than aliens. And I am a staunch alien believer.
Oh, girl. I know.
Yeah. I'm also a staunch alien or ghost believer.
That's true. Yeah.
Like I be believing.
you be believing.
You know what I mean?
Ugh. I would love to have your brain sometimes.
I be believing. Okay, so this guy, then he tells the BBC, when I first looked at this case, I originally thought it was a fireball, but it became apparent that this was actually caused by young spiders spinning very thin webs.
Okay.
Okay, are you ready for this?
I know the phenomenon he's referencing.
So you covered this where
I
spiders
did.
fall from the sky.
Yeah.
So this man kind of takes that a little bit, right? And he says that these thin webs, they're used as a sail for migration.
Yes.
And when these webs, like the sails, link together, you get a big glob of this stuff in the sky, and the spiders ride on this to move between locations. He continues by saying that these things have been recorded at 14,000 feet above the ground.
Mhm.
And when the sunlight glistens off this, you get all kinds of visual effects.
Okay.
So
This sounds scarier than aliens, to be honest. You know what? I'll take the aliens. Then fucking helicopter spiders. Fucking hang gliding into my universe. No, I'll take the aliens. Fuck that. That sounds fucking awful.
So
Literally, if I saw a spider like genuinely just like flying down into my vicinity, I would set myself on fire.
yeah.
I'm not even kidding.
No, I believe you 100%.
I would shoot that spider with a gun, and I would feel no remorse.
But what if there was thousands of them? What are you gonna do?
I would go down fucking fighting. It would be like an episode of The Last of Us in there. I'd be like, "You guys save yourselves!" I would just have to start karate chopping spiders.
Yeah. Oh, that sounds so scary.
I know. Thank God you have me.
Thank God, because I'm not gonna touch a spider.
She's not gonna karate chop
Hell
him.
no.
I'm gonna have to.
So Magaha, he also states, as some of this stuff breaks off and falls to the ground, it all seems magical, of course, but I'm fairly confident that that's what happened that day. So, like we just said, this man firmly believed that there were thousands and thousands of spiders floating on these web sails at 14,000 feet over the stadium, and that is simply what everyone saw hovering above them that day.
Okay.
Which once I literally wrote down, personally, I would take the aliens over the flying
Yeah,
spiders
absolutely.
through the sky because that sounds fucking horrifying.
I'm in a
But
dark place just even hearing that.
no, like, can you fucking imagine? Like, someone puts out, I think what you saw that day, like those huge things in the sky, that was just like thousands of spiders
Oh, it'd have been like,
connected together.
oh, so what I should have done is drowned myself that night. Spiders can do that. I'm sorry. To know that spiders would have the capability to do that would actually really push me to the edge, like mentally, that you might not see me next week. You know what I
No.
mean? Like,
No, that's like, when I was reading this, I was like, that is the scariest thing I could possibly think of
I can
ever.
fully, if there was 100% proof of aliens tomorrow, I would go, dang, that's crazy. Do I have to go to work though? If you said,
Like you do.
Cassidy, spiders are coming in the sky and they're parachuting down upon you,
They're floating on their sail webs.
And there's
their web
thousands of
sails.
them. And I know that this happens, you know?
No, it does. That's what's really scary.
But like it's gonna happen to you specifically. That really might end it all for me.
yeah, yeah.
I'm hanging on by a very thin, you could say, spider web. And that just snipped right off.
Yeah. But luckily, sort of luckily, I guess you can say, unless you'd rather have the spiders, a journalist that was at the game that day, his name was Giorgio Bettini. He was actually able to grab a sample of the substance.
Thank God. I was literally hoping somebody did.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he did this by taking a matchstick and scooping up onto the matchstick like this cobweb situation. Now, I don't know exactly how he managed to keep this contained. I don't know if he had a container with him. I don't know if he had a plastic bag with him.
Maybe he pulled a plastic bag out of his ass like you.
Honestly, probably did because like I would support him in that. Like you pull gloves out of your ass, you pull a plastic bag out of your ass. Maybe you pull a glass container out of your ass. I don't know.
We don't know what you're up to. Please don't put glass up your ass.
Don't do it, okay? But he successfully had this sample and he brings it to the University of Florence's Institute of Chemical Analysis.
Okay. Sounds fancy.
Very. A professor named Giovanni Caneri, he was very intrigued by this event and, of course, the substance because what the fuck?
Who
it's
wouldn't
crazy.
be? Yeah.
So he takes a look at it. He does like an analysis of it and he comes to the conclusion that the substance was non-radioactive, which is
Good. Because
yeah.
it rained down on a bunch of people.
And it was composed of the elements silicon, boron, magnesium, and calcium. So unfortunately, no further testing could take place because the substance was destroyed after Giovanni Caneri did his little analysis because he had to like fiddle with it and it kind of just evaporated. So his conclusion is really the only one we have to go on. But it does debunk the spider web theory because those chemicals are not found in spider silk typically.
Yeah, duh. It's
like
silk.
99% of the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I hope that former U.S. Air Force pilot / astronomer James McGaha feels pretty freaking dumb.
More like Maga, ha ha ha, you idiot.
Yeah, McGaha, dumb fuck. Spiders? Really? You thought it was spiders? No, it clearly was not. It was clearly aliens. Hello.
The more rational answer.
Duh.
Duh.
But anyways, if people are afraid of aliens, which I know they are, or just like unidentified flying objects in general, the elements of boron and silicon that were found are not typically found like freely in nature, from what I read. I'm not a scientist. I'm really bad at that.
Oh, I'm not going to correct you. You're correct.
I'm correct.
Yes,
okay, great.
yeah,
Love to hear that. So once again, not a scientist, but from what I read, boron is actually found in like small amounts of meteorites, which from space.
Hello.
Aliens, space, not Earth. Just saying. So I'm going to say, based on all the witnesses and all the physical evidence that we have that was collected, it's safe to say aliens are involved.
Do we have our big confirmed stamp?
Yeah, confirmed.
Aliens. Confirmed.
That's right. There was one alleged photograph of like one of the objects.
Oh, I need to see it.
So it was in an Italian newspaper from the event. It looks exactly like every UFO photo you've ever seen in your entire life.
Just blurry black and gray.
So this is like a picture of the article, and that's the photo.
Ah, yes, a dot.
A dot in the sky. Kind of egg shaped.
Egg shaped. Could be cigar shaped.
Could be cigar shaped if you saw it from a different angle. That's the only photo captured from the entire day.
Excellent work.
But, you know, I just think there's too many witnesses. There is the chemical element, physical evidence, I say aliens. 10,000 witnesses, that's so many.
I agree. I second aliens. Stamp.
Confirmed. And we are scientists. We're researchers. We're
I
journalists.
don't know if you guys know this. I have a PhD, a double D, MD, and goddamn beautiful.
Pretty much all the D's that you can think of. Yeah, I just think like if you're gonna listen to anybody, it's us.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah, we're the ones. So
there's a reason you've tuned in this week,
yeah,
and that's why.
Yeah. So spider rain out, aliens in.
Once again, I'd prefer the spider rain to the alien rain.
No,
Or sorry, the alien
rain to the spider rain.
I'm also dyslexic. Yeah, no, I'd rather have aliens and spiders. That's disgusting.
That is disgusting.
Yeah. Well, thank you for sharing that.
You're welcome.
I think they saw something personally. Why
That's
not?
too many fucking people.
Guys, the universe is like so. The people who don't believe in aliens, what are you doing?
I'm sorry. Italian people, they just love their football. They love to drink delicious wine, pasta, pizza. Like, what do you mean? They're just living their best fucking lives. And then they see something crazy like that. Yeah, they're going to fucking talk about it.
They don't need an alien in their
midst.
They
don't need it. They don't want it.
They don't need that at all.
So you got to believe them. Okay?
Just believe them.
Thank you.
Italian rights.
Exactly. That's how I feel.
She's not biased at all as an Italian American.
Yeah. American is the keyword there.
American is the keyword there. Yeah, they'd be like,
they're like, you're not Italian.
They would hate your blonde ass.
I mean, I'm like equivalent to like a Jersey Shore person who half of them are not Italian.
Yeah, not even from the Jersey Shore. How about we round this out with a listener story?
Let's do it.
All right, so this is from Savannah.
Hi, Savannah.
And Savannah says, "Hey, Amanda and Cassidy. I've been a listener since 2021. I've never written in, but I do have a story for y'all. Sorry to Amanda ahead of time.
Oh, boy.
Some backstory. I moved in with my boyfriend, shout out Devin, in 2022.
Hey, Devin.
This house is over 100 years old and definitely haunted. I'm not going to go into depth into everything because there is a lot, but an overview would be that we hear voices whispering. I've been shushed at night. Oof.
Was it Devin?
That's a rude. That's a rude ass ghost.
That is rude.
Shushing you? Yeah, fuck that. We get touched and pushed. We hear tapping on the walls and also scratching. And fairly recently, we have both heard an ice cream truck outside and knocking on the front door.
Hold on. Hold the phone. How do we know it's not really the ice cream man?
Girl, I'm guessing this is coming late.
Like a 2:00 ice cream man? 2:00 in the morning?
Yeah, that's what I'm going to guess.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to guess.
Ghost ice cream man, huh?
Oh, here it is. For context, we live in the middle of bumfuck nowhere.
So no ice cream man.
We have also had our doors locked and unlock on their own or even open and close on their own.
Well,
I hate that. Oh, girl, I'll throw up. By far, though, the scariest incident that we have had is one night a couple months ago. We were watching a movie and my boyfriend kept staring at the curtains, saying that he felt like he saw a face.
No.
I could not see it, but when I looked over, I see fingers walking up the inside of the curtain towards the top of the window.
What?
While I was freaking out about this, he was seeing the slit of the curtains open further and further and a face looking at him.
Oh. What do you mean?
What do you mean? Another highlight is when we saged the house before this, we both got scratched on our backs, our chests, and our necks. Activity
my
has
neck, my back,
my pussy, and my scratch.
Wait, why did we glossed over the face?
The face and the fingers?
Yeah,
going
we glossed
up the
over
curtains?
it. What happened after that?
I'm saying it right now.
Okay.
No, I think they just saw him.
See,
I'm
it
kidding.
went away. See, it disappeared.
Activity has calmed down slightly recently, but I'm pretty sure it will pick back up again. Sorry, this is so long. Hope you enjoy. Everyone always says, sorry, this is so long on the shortest story
and
I've
I
ever
want
read in my life.
so much more.
And I need so much more.
Yeah. I need a play-by-play of
Savannah,
exactly what happened.
What happened after you saw the face? What
did it
what is going
disappear?
on? Did it just disappear?
Did it
you
come out?
Did you
it
guys
say hi?
Stay up all night stressing out? Because that's what I would do.
Did you hang out with it? Like, what happened?
Did you smoke a joint together?
I need to know.
I need to know it.
I need to know.
I need to know it.
I need to know.
I need to know what's going on. Savannah, I need to know it right now.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no. I'm crying.
Savannah. Yeah, I need to know. Like, that is scary as fuck.
Oh my god. Yeah, I need to know so much more. More details, please, Savannah.
Oh my god. Savannah, I better find a follow-up in our listener story bin, because this is from July of like last year.
Oh boy. Savannah, hit us up.
Let me see. 1, 2, 3, January, February, March, April, May, June, July. It's from July 25th last year. Oh my gosh.
Oh my god.
Savannah. Ooh, girl, I better have a follow-up here.
What happened
What
after the
happened?
face and the hands opened the curtain? What happened?
Sorry, this is so long, and it's the shortest. Everybody does that every single time. They're like, sorry, this is so long, and it's the short. It's like
And the people that
one
actually
paragraph.
write the long ones don't apologize about
Never.
it.
And they
So-
shouldn't.
And they shouldn't.
As
'cause
they
we love
shouldn't.
it. We want it.
Because guess what? If it was boring, I wouldn't read it, or I'd cut it out. And I've done that before.
You have.
Savannah, I need to know it right now.
Oh, fuck.
Well, if you guys have a story you would like to send us, you can do that at dtkpod.com/contact. You can also find our P.O. box there to send us any sort of nice letters or spooky objects that you're interested in us seeing. You can also find ways to review us on dtkpod.com. But wherever you listen, if you drop a 5-star review, it means the world to us. Or if you have a YouTube account, you don't even have to listen on there. You can give us a thumbs up or a follow. It makes a big difference. We're just trying to get pushed in the algorithm, baby. I know it sucks, but we're all slaves to it. And the more listeners we have, the longer we can make this podcast happen. We totally dig you guys. And most importantly, make sure you keep that front door locked.
Make sure you keep your mind open
And keep drinking the Kool-Aid.
Or not.